Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking that closer look at George Orwell's Animal Farm. It's just one of those books, right?
Absolutely. Published back in 1945, but still so relevant. We've looked at some analyses, and our goal here isn't just a plot summary.
No, definitely not. We want to give you a shortcut, really, to understanding how those, noble revolutionary ideas can go so wrong.
Exactly. How they get corrupted, twisted. Orwell uses this, well, simple-seeming fable about farm animals.
To basically critique totalitarianism, specifically mirroring the Russian Revolution and Stalin's rise. But the warning feels much bigger than just that.
It's universal. That's the power of it. So we'll trace the whole arc from that initial idealistic spark
Right, you do.
through the power struggles, the propaganda, the manipulation of language.
And finally, yeah, the complete collapse into tyranny.
Let's start the beginning then, Old Major.
Old Major, yeah. The prize boar, respected by everyone. He has this dream, delivers this incredible speech.
It's all about liberation, getting rid of the humans, Mr. Jones specifically, anti-human, pro-animal equality. That's the core of animalism.
And it works. They actually do it. They kick Jones out.
A successful rebellion? They rename the farm Animal Farm, set up their 7 commandments, things like, no animal shall kill any other animal.
And the big one, all animals are equal.
And for a little while, it seems like paradise, almost. The harvest is better, morale's high. The animals feel like they're finally free.
There's always a but, isn't there?
Yeah.
The first little crag appears almost straight away. It's subtle.
Very subtle. The pigs, because they're, well, admittedly cleverer, they step up to manage things. Planning, administration.
Which sounds reasonable on the surface.
Sure. But they immediately stop doing any physical labor. They separate themselves. Leadership starts looking a lot like privilege very quickly.
Yeah. And you see that solidify, don't you, with the milk and the apples. That's often highlighted.
Oh, absolutely. That's the first real test. The milk disappears, the windfall apples are collected, and the pigs declare they're just for them.
And the justification.
Pure manipulation, courtesy of Squealer, the propaganda minister, essentially. He spins this yarn about how pigs need them for brain work.
Right. We don't even like apples, but we need them to think, otherwise Jones will come back.
Exactly. It's that classic threat. Our privilege protects you from something worse. It works, and it sets a really dangerous precedent.
Okay, so that initial inequality, that little bit of privilege, it kind of opens the door for the big power struggle, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, between the 2 main pig leaders, Snowball and Napoleon.
2 very different figures. Snowball's the thinker, right?
Yeah.
Idealist, pushing for progress, education committees, modernization.
He's the visionary. While Napoleon's, he's much more pragmatic, ruthless. He's not interested in debates or committees.
He just wants power.
Pure power, control. Yeah. It mirrors that historical split, Trotsky versus Stalin, the intellectual versus the apparatus man.
And Snowball's big project is the windmill.
Yes, the windmill. Designed to bring electricity, reduce labor, make life easier for everyone. A symbol of progress.
But Napoleon's not convinced, or rather, he sees it as a threat to his own control.
Precisely. And this rivalry doesn't just simmer, it explodes. Napoleon makes his move.
The dogs.
The dogs. Those 9 puppies he'd secretly raised to be his own private, terrifying security force. He unleashes them during a debate.
And they chase Snowball right off the farm.
Right.
Brutal. Violent.
It's a coup. Pure and simple. And just like Stalin purged Trotsky, Napoleon eliminates his rival. From that moment on, there's no more debate. Napoleon is in charge.
And then the irony. He immediately decides they will build the windmill after all.
Oh, the hypocrisy is stunning. He claims it was actually his idea all along that Snowball stole it. And Squealer sells this new truth to everyone.
So the windmill becomes this central focus, but in a totally different way.
Completely different. It's no longer about progress. It's about control and exploitation. The animals work like slaves, rebuilding it over and over after disasters.
All for these promises of heated stalls and electric light that just never, ever arrive.
It's the perfect totalitarian tool. Keep the masses focused on a huge, back-breaking task, promise them a glorious future just around the corner, and they're too exhausted and hopeful to notice the tyranny growing around them.
So Napoleon's got the physical control, the fear from the dogs, the endless work. But how does he manage their minds? Keep them believing?
Well, that's where Squealer becomes absolutely indispensable.
A propagandist.
The master propagandist. His job is to literally reshape reality, to twist facts, rewrite history, use clever language to justify everything Napoleon does.
Gaslighting, essentially,
Yep.
making the animals doubt their own memories.
Totally. Orwell was deeply concerned about this, how language itself can be corrupted, turned into a weapon to confuse and control rather than clarify.
And he's incredibly effective. He paints Snowball, the hero, as a traitor from the start.
Constantly revising the narrative, Snowball was always in league with Jones. The windmill plans were stolen from Napoleon.
And he uses these, complex arguments, statistics the animals can't possibly understand.
Exactly. Floods them with jargon. Throws out figures about increased production even when they're starving. He cries, he pleads, he whips his tail. It's all performance.
Asking them, surely, comrades, you don't want Jones back. Always that threat.
It's about confusion and exhaustion, not genuine persuasion. If you control the past, rewrite the battles, you control the present narrative.
And the most blatant example of this is what happens at the Seven Commandments,
Yeah.
the founding principles.
They just erode, one by one, quietly altered in the night. No animal shall sleep in a bed becomes no animal shall sleep in a bed with sheets.
No animal shall drink alcohol becomes no animal shall drink alcohol to excess.
Each change justifies a new privilege the pigs are taking, until finally, all 7 are gone.
Replaced by that single, chilling maxim.
All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others.
Ugh. It's the ultimate betrayal of the entire revolution, right there in one sentence.
Absolutely, the death knell of equality.
So, alongside Squealer manipulating the mind, we need to talk about the heart, or maybe the muscle, of the revolution. Boxer.
Boxer, the workhorse. Loyal, strong, incredibly dedicated, but not very bright.
He represents the exploited working class, doesn't he? The ones who believe in the cause, who just keep working harder.
Exactly, and his 2 personal mottos are just heartbreakingly naive. I will work harder.
And the other one, Napoleon is always right.
That blind faith, that refusal or inability to think critically, it makes him the perfect subject for Napoleon. He pours all his energy into serving the regime that's exploiting him.
But you mentioned earlier there were others who maybe did see what was happening, like Benjamin the donkey.
That's a really important point. Benjamin is the cynic. He's old, he's seen it all, or thinks he has. He understands what the pigs are doing.
But he doesn't really intervene, does he? He has that line, donkeys live a long time.
Right. He believes nothing fundamentally changes, that life is always hard, so why bother? His pessimism and inaction are, in their own way, just as damaging as Boxer's blind loyalty. Fear silenced many, but Benjamin's silence is almost a choice.
And that combination of fear, propaganda, blind faith, and cynical inaction, it leads to Boxer's fate, which is just awful.
It's the ultimate betrayal. He works himself nearly to death, collapses, expecting that promised retirement in the pasture.
Instead,
Napoleon arranges for him to be picked up. Squealer tells everyone he's going to the veterinary hospital.
but the van. Benjamin reads the side of the van.
Yes. Alfred Simmons, horse slaughterer and glue boiler. They're sending him to the knacker's yard.
To be killed and rendered down.
For money.
For money to buy whiskey for the pigs.
Yeah.
Selling their most loyal, devoted follower for booze money. It's the absolute moral nadir. There's no principle left. Nothing.
And after that, the transformation is complete, isn't it? The pigs just fully become the oppressors.
Completely. Years pass. They move into Jones's farmhouse, sleep in beds, drink alcohol, wear clothes, start walking on their hind legs.
Yep. Carrying whips, they become indistinguishable from the humans they overthrew. They didn't just replace Jones, they replicated his tyranny, arguably even perfected it.
So pulling back from the story, what are the big universal takeaways here? The warnings that Orwell embedded.
Well, the most obvious one, I think, is Lord Acton's old line. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
We see it so clearly. The moment authority gets concentrated, without checks, without accountability, it decays.
The desire for power just seems to overwhelm the desire for equality, almost every time. That's one clear message.
And the second has to be about language, right? The power of propaganda.
Definitely. Squealer shows us how controlling the narrative, controlling words, controlling history, that's how you control minds. Truth becomes slippery, subjective.
A constant battle to maintain clarity and honesty against those who want to twist language for their own ends.
And the third, maybe the most chilling, history repeats.
The oppressed become the oppressors.
Yeah. The pigs learn how to use the tools of tyranny from Mr. Jones, and instead of dismantling that system,
They just took it over. They found it useful.
which tells you something profound about the nature of those power structures themselves.
So, the relevance of Animal Farm isn't fading. It's this enduring warning that freedom and equality aren't guaranteed. They need constant vigilance.
Constant defense, especially against threats from within. The seeds of tyranny can be sown inside the revolution itself.
And that final scene, it's unforgettable.
Oh, it's devastating. The other animals looking through the farmhouse window, seeing the pigs playing cards, drinking, laughing with the human farmers.
Arguing, actually. They're cheating each other at cards.
Right. And the animals look from pig to man and from man to pig.
But already it was impossible to say which was which.
The cycle is complete. The new boss is identical to the old boss.
So maybe the final thought for you, listening, is this. Why did the pigs become indistinguishable from the men? It wasn't just that they were corrupted, it's that the system of exploitation itself proved too tempting, too useful to discard.
Think about what parts of the old oppression, the hierarchy, the control, the demand for loyalty, the pigs actively chose to keep, maybe even enhance rather than destroy. What does that tell us?
Something to chew on. Thanks for joining us for the deep dive.